Hey, I'm Teja Gerken with Peghead Nation, and today I'm here with another Thompson OM. This is a very cool guitar that was just finished, and it's another great example of the kind of custom work that Thompson does on what's otherwise a classic design, but that really kind of makes the guitar their own. So what we have here is a guitar that Thompson calls the OM-CA. It's built with beautiful Cristobal granadillo back and sides. I'm going to talk more about that in a moment. And an Adirondack spruce top with a sunburst finish. And as you can probably tell, the appointments of the guitar really aren't what you would expect on a traditional OM. And the guitar also has a nut width of 1 11/16 and string spacing at the saddle of 2 1/8 inch. So a bit narrower than a typical OM, and in some ways the guitar feels a bit more like a typical triple O, 14 fret triple O, which of course has the same body size as an OM, but it does have the long scale. So it kind of combines what an OM and a 14 fret triple O might bring to the table in a very cool way. Okay, so it's well known that Thompson has a pretty amazing stash of tone woods at their disposal, and the Cristobal granadillo back and sides of this are a great example of that. Many guitarists might know granadillo as also being called Mexican rosewood. I've seen it used on quite a few classical guitars. Every now and then you see a steel string guitar made out of granadillo as well. And it's generally considered to be high quality rosewood that is often compared to a cocobolo as well. This particular set of granadillo actually came from Costa Rica, and apparently it was logged more than 75 years ago, so it's well aged before it was ever turned into guitar sets and had a guitar built out of it. And there's something probably about the climate in Costa Rica that creates a type of granadillo that has a little different density than what we typically think of as the Mexican granadillo. And in the case of this guitar, I think it's a little bit lighter colored than what I typically think of as granadillo. And I also think tonally it might lean a little bit more towards sort of a mahogany spectrum, a little bit between what I would think of as a mahogany and a rosewood sound on a triple O guitar. A little bit brighter perhaps than rosewood, a little bit more sparkle on the high end. Really sounds great played with a pick. And of course, the Adirondack spruce top and the Advanced X pre-war style bracing really sort of lends that vintage Martin-esque tonality to it. So kind of for lack of a better term, I would probably compare this guitar being somewhat between, say, an 18 and a 28, kind of between a mahogany and a rosewood guitar tonally. And that's a very cool characteristic, I think. I'm going to come back and play a little fingerstyle on the guitar as well, because of course all those qualities also translate well to that. But let's take a look at the appointments on this guitar. I love rope binding. We don't see it all that much on contemporary guitars. I've always sort of had a soft spot for it. And this is what this is. Of course, it's not made from rope. It's called rope binding because it has that kind of alternating color characteristic that is a little bit like a twisted rope. Beautiful on this guitar. We see it on both the purfling and the rosette of the guitar. It has walnut binding on the body, really nice to keep a wooden theme on this instrument. Walnut is also used in the diamonds and squares position markers in the fingerboard, which are walnut and pearl, which is something that Thompson does on a lot of their guitars, and I really think it's a cool look. There's also a walnut wedge on the end block of the guitar, as well as a center strip between the two back halves. There's lots of cool little details. Like for example, I really, my eye went right to the nut of this guitar, which is just gorgeously contoured between the fingerboard and the rest of the peg head here. It's not something that we see every day. Of course, we have Waverly tuners with wooden buttons, and just everything about the guitar just kind of works aesthetically. No pickguard on this particular one, and it sort of looks like a vintage guitar, but of course it's not, and it combines features that you would have never seen on a traditional triple O or OM guitar, and that is one of the things that makes Thompson's so cool. So let me play a little bit of fingerstyle on this. Lovely response for playing fingerstyle as well. Personally, I prefer a wider nut and wider string spacing for playing fingerstyle, but there aren't that many sort of vintage style long scale guitars that have a beautiful sound for playing fingerstyle with the narrower spacing. And for people with smaller hands, this would really be a wonderful option, and that's something to keep in mind when ordering a guitar with Thompson. You can get these kind of specs and get a guitar that otherwise has more of a tonality of an OM, but with sort of modernized or customized specs in terms of the neck dimensions. Speaking of the neck, this guitar has the Thompson Soft V. It's a shape that I've been familiar with from other Thompson guitars. Really quite comfortable to play. Yeah, all the qualities, the tonal qualities I already mentioned, also translate well for playing single notes or playing sort of flat picked melodies. So that is the Thompson OM-CA. It's yet another great example of how Thompson manages to fuse some of these vintage platforms with some unique design elements that doesn't really invent anything new, but really combines a lot of features that we wouldn't see on a guitar just like this. And the result is a gorgeous instrument, great playability, great craftsmanship all around, and it's just the kind of Thompson guitar that lives up to what we've come to expect here at Peghead Nation, where we've played quite a few of these guitars. I think I'll go out and tune the guitar to DADGAD, play a little bit more fingerstyle on it. I hope you've enjoyed this demo. If you're seeing this on YouTube, consider coming over to pegheadnation.com, not just for our gear demos, but also a wide range of lessons, not just for guitar, but many other stringed and fretted instruments. My name is Teja Gerken, and I'll go out with a little more fingerstyle.